All right. Okay. Hello, Trending Gist lovers. Hello, hello, hello. You are welcome once more. Thank you very much for joining me on today's discussion. Let's check our sound. Okay, so our sound is good. So we are good to go. Thank you also very much for joining me, and you are welcome if you are watching the replay. So, there's been there's this topic that has been trending about the lady that was beaten to death, the gospel singer Osinachi Wachuku, that was beaten to death by her husband. But initially, when it happened, it was said that it was she died of cancer. But later on, a lot started coming up. So this is going to be as snappy as it can be. Okay. So people that are watching the replay will be able to just sit down and watch the whole thing and also leave their comments. Now, if you're coming across my channel for the first time, you are welcome. My name is Octavia Cora. On this channel, we talk about celebrities, we talk about world news, we talk about trending topics, we talk about important life story we share on the channel. So if these are stuff you like, then don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, turn it on so you get my notification every time I upload. Now, if there's any story that you want us to share, please get us on Instagram, same name, Trending with Octavia Cora, and we can come on in here and talk about it. You can also co-host with me while we discuss whatever topic that you feel is important and you want people out there to hear what you have to say. That being said, let us dive right in. So, Blessing CEO. Blessing CEO is also a Nigerian, will I call her influencer, or she calls herself relationship expert. So she talks about relationship on her channel. I don't know if she has a YouTube channel, but I'm guessing she does. But she's mostly active on Instagram. Her name is Blessing CEO. So those are the people you see on my thumbnail, the lady wearing green and her hand is on her chin. She's Blessing CEO, and the other lady with the black heart is the late Osinachi Wanchuku, the gospel singer that was beaten to death by her husband. So, Blessing CEO had this to say, and we're going to dive into it shortly. But let me just quickly brief you for some people that might not know the story. So, like I said earlier, the gospel singer passed on, and initially it was said that she died of cancer. But later on, stories started coming out from her family, close friends, co workers, co gospel singers, and so on, people that she had confided in, that her husband never treated her right for all the years they were married. And many stories came up that the man is even married. Some people blamed her pastor for not doing anything about the whole story when it started. So much has been going on, and it's almost like everyday news stories are popping up. Like as of yesterday, the pastor of her church, Pastor Paul Eneche, released an official statement stating that he was not aware of any domestic abuse going on, but that 2 to 3 months ago, the lady and her husband came to him complaining about some kind of issues that she had. So he prayed with her, and over the time, things were not changing, nothing was happening. So he had to um, refer them that they should go to the hospital and do a proper checkup so the doctors can tell her what's exactly wrong with her. And he was able to call their doctor, the church doctor, and the church doctor contacted someone. The video is on my channel, so I really will not dive into that fully. You can go watch the video that I titled Pastor Eneche finally breaks his silence. You can hear the 10 minutes long video where he said a whole lot of things. So this has been out there, and some people are saying they've spoken to the man's son, because it was also alleged that the man used to tie up his wife, the gospel singer, and ask the children to beat her up. Now it's saying that her first son, I guess that's the oldest child, said that the father told him that it is good to beat your wife up, that that's the right thing to do, that once in a while you have to beat up your wife. Okay, so that confirms that he did it, but he, at this point, he's denying that he's innocent, that his wife was ill. He's been taking her to different hospitals, and in my opinion, I guess he should bring out receipts for all the hospitals, so the dates and everything will be there. Right, when you go to hospital, you have to register with your names and everything else. So there should be evidence. If he's claiming that he's taking her to so many hospitals, at least let the record be provided, because every hospital keeps record of their patients. Okay, that being said, so Blessing CEO had something to also say about the whole thing. Now, Blessing CEO is someone that is very outspoken. She's not afraid of, telling you how she feels, and she will always talk about relationships and tell people what she thinks about what is going on, about anything concerning relationship on social media. Okay, so when this happened, I was not surprised. She has always been talking about her own relationship also before now. She talked about how she got married very young, and then she got a divorce also because the husband was abusing her. Okay, he used to beat her up, and she was outspoken. But in all, she had never I don't think she had mentioned his name ever before on her platform. She just talks about him. She never posted a photo of her ex-husband or showed a video of her wedding or anything. She just used to hint that she was married and all of that. But I think the case of this late Osinachi really got to her, because she too had experienced abuse in marriage. So seeing that this lady actually died from it, I guess this prompted her to post this. She actually posted a short video showing her on her wedding day, and you could see it dates there 5th of December 2009. Okay, so that's many years ago, and she was very young. She got married as a very young person. So we will go through her post and read her post and talk about it. And something that caught my attention about what she talked about, that made me to actually come here to discuss or sit down and discuss this with each and every one of you, all my subscribers and viewers, all of you. It's because she said that abusers don't always look like Osinachi's Wanchuku's husband. Okay, and that really got me, because sometimes I feel like people used to think that abusers look a certain way. That's why you hear people telling you look before you leap. And I always say, in terms of relationship, no matter how you look, somebody that wants to hide their true color will always hide their true colors. People say look out for the red flag. You can try to look out for the red flag, but a man can decide to date you for 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, and not lay a finger on you. But the moment you answer Mrs. whatever that man's name is, he can change overnight, because it feels like some men, now I'm not saying all men, I said some, it feels like some men see women as their own properties. So they want to treat you the way they like, or they feel like because they paid your bride price, they're married to you, now you are their slave, or you are their thing, you are their property, you belong to them. Okay, and your family or nobody has a say. So then they can change. So even though this person was all nice before they settle down, the person can change. So no matter how much you look, I do not agree with that notion when people say people are jumping into marriages. No matter how much you look, a man can change. Even a woman can change, because there are also women out there that beat up their husbands also. So we're not only focusing on men, but it's just that recently, within this month, two women has been murdered in Nigeria by their husband. One was burnt, locked in the house with her brother, and burnt to death. And now this one was kicked in the chest. And when people say kick, 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 I'm thinking, if this lady is standing, uh, I don't think that man can kick her on the chest. So really, this lady had to be down. He might have hit her. She fell, and then he did that. Or maybe she was sitting down on the couch or something, and then he just mashed her on the chest. And it cannot be something that he did just once. I think this has been going on. It's something he has done repeatedly for her to start having that problem that led to her death. So, okay, let us go back to what Blessing CEO said. We're going to read it together. And I just hope that if you are a woman out there and you feel kind of, you see that where you are is not comfortable, please do not be quiet. Do not say, people going to laugh at me, what will the world say? Please run for your life. Okay. Now this lady is no longer alive, and if the husband has to go to jail for we don't know how many years they will sentence him, okay, so the kids are just going to be there. And I think this woman really didn't think this whole thing through, because it seemed like everybody that said she confided in them, although people are blaming them, but on the other hand, what can you do? Somebody told you something and said, swore you to secrecy. You cannot break that, trust, okay, because the person doesn't want you to speak. Just very few persons will say, I don't care, I'm not going to be quiet, I'm going to speak up. But it so happened that none of the persons that she confided in were able to do that. So hence it led to her death. Because imagine, even her own twin sister is saying she knew that her husband was abusing her to an extent, but she didn't know that it was this bad, you know. But her own twin sister too couldn't do anything about it. So who else can? This is twin. We're talking about twin. Okay. She couldn't do anything about it. So who else could have done something differently? So let's go back into what Blessing CEO we let's talk about Blessing CEO story right now, and just you can connect it to what is happening. Okay, and this happened to her many years ago. So this is what Blessing CEO posted. She posted a video of her wedding and everything, and she said, memory lane. So funny how I feel absolutely nothing watching this video. If you've not seen it, you can go to her Instagram. Hello, I see people coming in and out. Hello, feel free to say hello so I can welcome you properly. You can join us if you want to come up. I can drop the link and we can talk. You're welcome. I see people coming in and out. Thank you for joining. Okay, so she said, memory. This is from Blessing CEO. You can check her Instagram if you want to see the video or read this for yourself. You can do so. It is on her Instagram handle, Blessing CEO, official Blessing CEO. That is her Instagram handle. Okay, she said, memory lane. So funny how I feel absolutely nothing watching this video. Lucky, it feels good to write about you again after 12 years. So I'm guessing his name is Lucky. Her ex-husband's name is Lucky. It feels good to write about you after 12 years. 2009, 5th of December. It's been 12 years of my divorce. You might be wondering why I am posting this after a long, long time. I am posting because I want to show you how the men who hit women look like. They don't always look like Osinachi's husband. They come in different packages, which I totally agree with her. I totally agree, because there are a lot of things that Blessing CEO says I don't agree. And when I say that, people are like, oh no, why do you feel so? No, yeah, you could be anyone, but I don't have to agree to everything you say. Sometimes I feel like what people are saying doesn't really make sense or completely, but on this, I totally agree with her that men that hit women, men that abuse women, they come in different packages. Okay, they don't have one look, they don't have one strategy that they use, so it is hard to identify them. So she said, men who hit women look like, they don't always look like Osinachi's husband. They come in different packages. Can you believe this innocent guy was the one I talked about? And truly, if you see the video, this man, talking about Blessing CEO's ex-husband, he looks very innocent. And like I said earlier, they were very young. You could see that Blessing herself looked very young, looked innocent, like someone that didn't know anything. The same with the man. The man looked very innocent. But comparing the allegations that Blessing CEO is leveling against, because we were not there, so we will say allegedly what Blessing CEO is saying he did. And Blessing CEO didn't just say, she also mentioned names of people that witnessed sometimes when the man hit her, when he was beating her up. Okay, so I guess if these people are still alive, you can verify the story, what she's saying. Okay, so that's her giving you receipts. She's not just talking, she's giving you receipt, because remember, if she's lying, this man can sue her, and she knows that. Okay, so she's posting and giving you names. You can ask this person. This person was there when he hit me one of those times. So, and all of that. So I really do agree with what Blessed CEO had to say. So let's just keep reading, because it's a long write up. So she said, okay, she said, can you believe this innocent guy was the one I talked about for years now? Yes, he is the famous ex that took away my youth at 15 years and abused me. So she got married at 15. She was very, very young. I don't know why. They both look very young, but I don't know why she got married that early. But I guess someday she will be able to tell her full story. And those of us that talk about celebrities and public figures and all of that, will be able to share that story also. So she said, the person that took away my youth at 15 years and abused me. And she said, at Josie, now she's naming someone. She said, at Josie, the ex, witnessed the beating. Okay, okay, Josie, Instagram name is okay, the Josie, I'll just call the person Josie. Say, at Josie witnessed the beating a day to my wedding. This day, can you imagine? A day to her wedding, this man decided to beat her up. And I know some people will say, okay, if he beat you up a day to your wedding, why didn't you call it off? You know, but what if he had not been beating her before? A day to the wedding, that's when the whole thing happened. So that, hence I said earlier, you can never know someone fully. They might not be doing something, but one day they will just start out of nowhere. So he said, a day to my wedding, when he beat me up, he beat me in front of everybody. My kid sister, and she mentioned at DA Yano, that's the sister's handle, witnessed this day. He beat me to coma. Can you imagine? So he actually beat her up. He beat her up until she passed out. Because that's what she wrote here. He beat me to coma. 2 weeks after our wedding, he was beating my lifeless body. Can you imagine? So even when she passed out, he was still hitting her. My sister still have that fear till now. I heard he is married and still hitting his current wife. He can never change. When you start something, a bad habit is hard to change. So I'm not even surprised if he's hitting the current person he's married to now. So I heard he's married and he's hitting his current wife. Anyways, that is her decision. Domestic violence is not a joke. This man here abused me to the point that I divorced him at 21, and I feel I did not punish him enough. I am posting this for him to reply. I'm posting this for him to reply me or say, Jack, let me sue him for abuse and molestation. Abuse and molestation. People, listen. Please do listen. If you come across this video, just don't skip. Watch till the end. Listen. You might learn one or two things. For 5 years, he beat me and molested me for 5 years, and you have not paid one kobo on your son's head. Now I think they had a child together before they divorced, before they separated. You have not, for 5 years, you have not paid one kobo on your son's head. I needed people who know you to know you are that ex. Wow. Lucky I now have a voice. You knew I was going to be big, and that was your greatest fear, but I am. And then she put a smiling face. The death of Osinachi brought back the rage and anger. I said it earlier, even before I read up to this part. I had not even seen this, but I said I feel like, because people will be asking, and I checked in her comment section. Some people were like, "Now, why are you talking? You said 12 years. 12 years is a long time. Why are you talking now? Why are you posting his photo or the video? Why are you doing all of this now?" And if you're someone that you've been abused or you've been molested or something, when you see it happen to someone else, it triggers, it reminds you of what had happened to you before. But if it has not happened to you before, you might be upset, but it won't trigger anything because it has never happened to you before. It's not something you know. Okay, you've not been in that shoe before, so you cannot say you feel the pain exactly the way someone that had been or witnessed something like that or feel. So of course, seeing that Osinachi passed away, and not only Osinachi, another lady was actually burned to death because her husband wanted to claim all her properties. I can totally understand why Blessing CEO felt it was necessary for her to come out now and upload this video, post the video of her wedding. So this man's friend, her ex-husband's friends and family. I don't think it's the family might care so much, but his friends and whoever knows him, co-workers and wherever state, village, community, town he lives in, they will see him and know that this is a wife beater. This is a monster. And people that his neighbors, this is also good for his current wife because I believe the lady is not speaking out. She's afraid of him and all of that. The neighbors, if they see him and they recognize him, they will start keeping an eye on him, so they will know how he treats his present wife. And if he would do same, then somebody might record a video and put it online, and that will really justify what Blessing CEO is saying. Let's continue reading. She said the death of Osinachi brought back the rage and anger. Anyways, it's all over now and I am free. P.S. See me smiling like goat, but you know God knows say them slap me that morning. And Hmm. And a night to this morning, what did you do, blessing see you, that made this cute man beat you up? Nothing, absolutely nothing. He just loved the innocent, vulnerable little girl. He was 13 years older than me. He was 13 years older than me. Oh, anyway, watch full video on my YouTube. Okay, so this says that she has the full video on her YouTube channel. So I think all her platform will be the same name. So Blessing CEO. So she has the full video on her YouTube channel. So you can go to her YouTube channel and check the whole thing out. Okay, if you want to see more and know more. And a lot of people commented underneath her post, and some of the comments were not making sense. Like I said earlier, that people were asking her why. Can you imagine? She said she was 15 and he was how many years older than her? Can you imagine? Why would he even choose a 15 years old child to get married to? Like, what was that for? Said he was 13 years older than me. Okay? So you want to get married, you didn't get married to someone 5 years younger than you, 3 years younger than you, went to pick a 15 years old so you can beat her up, molest her, harass her, abuse her, do everything evil. Like I just don't get it. And people are asking her why is she talking about it. She has found her strength now. She knows that this is wrong. And like she said, for how many years you've not taken care of your child, you do not care about a thing concerning your child, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it is really it is like when you hear some people's story, when you hear the type of things that people are saying, the things that happen to them, like the ones that were able to survive it, because a lot of women are dying now. We know that okay, some women too are beating up their husbands, but until those men decide to speak up, we will not know, and we cannot really talk about it. We can just only mention it like I'm doing right now. But if you are a man and you know you're facing some type of abuse, please bring evidence. We will sit and talk about it. Personally, for me, my YouTube channel is not a place where I take side with anybody. Whatever story I see, and if I'm touched and I feel like I want to run the story, talk about it, I will be on the path of truth. And whatever you're sharing, once you have evidence, I will sit down and talk about it. I don't like getting involved in things that there's not much evidence. So when the story breaks, I kind of wait a little bit before I report on that story. I just don't jump on every story. Okay, I want to get all the proof and all of that. Okay, yeah. So when you hear some people's story, it will just be perplexed. Okay, so here she posted something else. after that post, like we see here. So I think this is a private chat. Somebody private chatted her, and she wanted to share it, although the person's name is not here. She said, the person said, "Hello, Blessing. You were the young lady that got married to Lucky. I used to live at the house opposite their family house and heard the full gist on how you were being abused by him and his family. You were so young and innocent then." And Blessing responded, "Yes, I was. Thank you." So you can imagine that this is proof that Blessing is not even lying. Whoever this man, her ex, was, the man was really abusing her, because if this is coming from somebody, the person said, "Hello, Blessing. Oh, you were the young lady." So the person said the person lived opposite Blessing CEO's ex-husband, and she heard the story of how the man abused. The person here is even talking about his family. Blessing didn't even mention his family, because I can understand she might not want to talk about certain people. She just wants to talk about him because that's the person she was married to. So here, this person is even saying his family also. So it's possible that his family knew that their son was being a monster to his wife, but they chose not to say anything. So Blessing didn't even stop there. After she posted that short video with that or write up that we just read now, she also posted a court paper. I see this says, in the High Court of Ebonyi State. Now, Ebonyi is one of the 36 states in Nigeria. Okay, so it says, in the High Court of Ebonyi State of Nigeria. Okay, so this shows that, okay, Judiciary Division. Yeah, so I think these were her divorce paper, because it shows Blessing Nkiruka Lucky Oko. Okay, her name, I know that she's Blessing Nkiruka, because she will always say that before she posts any of her videos. That's something she will always say. So it shows where she divorced. Yeah. Okay, dated. It shows the date here also. I'm not even going to read all of it. So it says, Blessing in Kiruka, Lucky Oko, petition number 6 of Aja Estate, Camp Abuja, Lucky Oko, resident of Abuloma Street in Port Harcourt. Said, the order of the dissolution of marriage between the petition and the respondent. Okay, all right, so it's just court papers that when she captioned it. What divorce paper look like? Divorce is expensive in Nigeria. Women save, be independent. Okay, so she has been through the process. So she's kind of advising women and saying, I guess that's why she wanted to share her own um divorce paper. So she took a photo of it and posted it here. You can go to her Instagram and read all these things to confirm everything that I'm talking about here. And she said, this is what divorce paper looks like. Divorce is expensive in Nigeria. Women save, be independent. Finally divorced him officially 2016 after 5 years of war. Okay. I dragged him to my hometown, Ebonyi State. Fear no gree and match foot, because him no say him don't shit for church. Which police station him no carry me go? Then social media was still coming up. This man dragged me. I drag and go Inspector General of Police. He was shocked when I arrested him from Port Harcourt to Calabar here, but I won and got my son back. Okay, I guess this was the custody battle between him and the custody battle of their child, their son. Okay, he said, my son had already told me 3 days after he came back that his dad used to beat him. Okay, probably beat his other mommy. Oga don't remarry, they beat him other wife. So I was not the problem. It was just his pattern. Okay, so here she's saying that her son has actually told her that the dad, which is her ex-husband, used to beat his other mommy. Okay, because the common thing in Nigeria or Africa, when your dad or your mom remarries, they make you to call that new wife or new husband mommy or daddy. Okay, so yeah, so hence he said he used to beat my other mommy, for people that might not understand. Okay, So she's saying that, so that means at the point she was feeling like it was her fault, but seeing that after many years he got married to somebody else and he's doing the same thing to the person, that simply means it wasn't Blessing's fault. Thank you very much for joining me. I see someone else just popped in now. So that simply means that it wasn't Blessing CEO's fault, and it is not your fault if you are a woman out there hearing these stories, and same thing is happening in your marriage, same thing is happening in your home. Know that it is not your fault, it is his fault. And most of these men are very manipulative. These abusers are very manipulative and very smart. They will blame you for everything. They will make you believe that it is your fault, but lady, it is not your fault. Prepare yourself and move. There's nothing like, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. You can start from scratch. Don't be afraid. Even if he's a millionaire, has so much money, you don't have anything doing. That is why it's always advised you have something doing, so you can be making, no matter how small, at least something is coming in every month or every other day. So don't just sit put and say you are afraid. Here, Blessing CEO also shared that divorce is expensive in Nigeria. I don't know how it is in other countries. If you come across this video, let me know in the comment section how it is. If you have a clue, if you know someone that has gone through it, or if you've been through it, how it is, it cheap in your country or it is also expensive? Well, I don't even think the expensive should even be the case, because you being alive is more important. You are welcome. Someone else just joined. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. So that should not be your worries, okay? So back to the story of Osinachi. I feel like this lady really uh, had already made up her mind that she's going to try to make her marriage work, or she will die trying. And in her doing this, she didn't consider her children, because if people are saying that she kept saying he will change, don't tell this, don't tell this one, don't tell my family, don't tell anybody, don't say anything, he will change, he will change. And he keeps hitting you up to the extent that now you're now having medical issues, that you had to go to the hospital so many times, because people are saying more than three persons has actually confirmed that she went to the hospital for a checkup and all of that. So I don't know why she kept on thinking that the man is going to change. Someone that is that old cannot stop what they are doing, and somebody that doesn't even see anything wrong in what they are doing. I don't know why you feel like the person is going to change. So please, people out there, just run for your life. Now, to round this up, there's something else I want to quickly talk about, which is a post that is also trending right now. um, a story of a chat from a female group of women that are married. Okay, so one of the ladies went in and she said, um, my husband just raped my daughter, and I don't know what to do right now. So the women in the group started advising her, and what one of the women said is so shocking that up till now I'm just thinking, was that a joke, or is it that the person didn't understand what the person read? This woman responded and said, if your husband did rape your daughter, send your daughter out of the house. Forgive your husband, because at the end of the day, your daughter have her own life to live. If you're divorced tomorrow, she will be the one to laugh at you, because she will get married later and live her life. So send her away, let her go somewhere else and live her own life, because she has her own life to live and you have your own life to live. Another comment, the person said, try to forgive your husband. It could be a mistake. Things like this happen sometimes. And I'm just thinking, at what point are women going to stop making excuses for men? At what point women are going to understand that marriage is not that important? If you are somebody that you believe in God, then you know that you are responsible for any child that you bring to this world. If you have been reading your Bible, you know that. And now somebody is saying that your child is in danger, and another woman opened her mouth to say, put the child out of the house. Excuse me, where is that child supposed to go to? A man felt like he could skip, jump over you, his wife, and go and sleep with your daughter, his own daughter. And all you can say is put the daughter out of the house and fix your marriage. Is that a marriage? The first thing you should do is call the police and get that man arrested. Because what? You are married, you have a wife. Why did you not do whatever you wanted to do with your wife? You skipped past your wife and you went to your own child. So sometimes the way some women reason also, that's the problem. That's the problem. Hence, you see people dying in abusive marriages and all of that because of the way they think. If it is not good, step out and move on. That's all you need to do. Just go. Even if the money is not there, move on. Call one of your friends, call a family member. Can I stay with you for a few months? Even if you have to move from house to house, stay 1 month in this person's house, stay the other month here. Meanwhile, you're running around trying to start up something for yourself, trying to get a job. At that point, you don't even need to look for like a well clean standard job. You could be anything. You could be a cleaner, you could be a dishwasher in a restaurant, you could be a security guard. You could do anything just to make sure that every month there's money coming into your pocket. Okay, so you can save up to get a place for yourself, and from there you just walk and do what you can. If the pressure is too much, reach out to those NGOs that help people that are in such situations. They will help. When the words are out there, people will donate what they can, and you can start up your life. Don't stay in one place and say, I don't have the money, I don't have the means, I don't have this. What will society say? Because I'm holding this position in church, because I'm holding this one, I'm holding that one. At the end of the day, when you die, the church will still go on. At the end of the day, when you're no longer there, that community position you're holding will be given to the next person. Okay, it won't even take 24 hours. There will be someone else to replace you in that place of job or whatever you used to do, that you're thinking, what will people think if they know that I'm going through this in my marriage and all of that? Don't be quiet, ladies. Do not be quiet. And don't ever feel like you can change someone. That is not something that you can do. So you move. Don't sit in one place. I said I'm not going to make this video too long. We can keep talking, but at the end of the day, it is the choices of these people to either move on or stay there and die. Just like this Osinachi, it's almost like she stayed there, and it was for better for worse, and until I die here. And she didn't even care what is going to happen to her own children while she stayed in that marriage. Was that a marriage? Was that even a marriage? A man that cannot respect you, talking about you, hitting you in the presence of people. And I just wonder, all those people that saw when this man was harassing his wife, and they said nothing. Like the man, if that was a true story, that she was slapped in the music in the studio, in the music studio, and because you were somebody pleaded with you not to say anything, you didn't beat up that man, or call the police. Even after they left, you call the police, give their address, let him be arrested and let him know. But a lot of people really gave this man the right and made him feel like he was untouchable, he was unbeatable, he was unreachable, he was unaccessible. Like he felt like he was Lord. He felt like he was her God. He felt like he was her creator. He felt like he was her beginning and the end. You know, talking about not letting her to go see her mom when her mom was ill, not letting her mom come to Abuja to get health better treatment for her health when she was sick. Talking about not even visiting home for many, many, many years to see her parents and the rest of her family. And they live in the same country, not as if they are far away, that he's afraid of income. And looking at it, she earned more because she was a gospel singer and she was always being called to go for events and all of that. And because he was a lazy man that wanted to oversee everything, insecure human being, he wanted to oversee everything concerning the lady. He made himself her manager, and controlling everything. From other gospel singers, they talked about how people wanted to work with her, but he made life difficult by asking too much. People talked about how he was not even spirit filled, because he was just charging unnecessary fees, and not wanting her to attend programs and all of that, you know. So I don't see a reason why she really stayed, and I don't see a reason why she begged people not to say anything. And at the same time, I see no reason why she told these people these things. And after hearing this type of thing, even though she pleaded with you, people should have said something. At the end of the day, you have to make that decision yourself. Okay, it's not by telling people sometimes will not save your life. And you see that with Osinachi's case. Nobody spoke up, nobody said anything. If that man was arrested, if that man was made to sign an undertaking, or if that man was beaten up by her village people, as is traditionally done in Africa, in most African countries, you just cannot beat up somebody. Traditionally, you have the youths of each community, and they will stand and they will show you how it feels to hit someone, because they will also hit you very well, you know. So at the end of the day, speak up, open your mouth, speak up, pick up the kids if you have. If you don't have any, pick up your clothes and run. Run. If your parents are saying don't come back home, go somewhere else. There are so many places to go. The world is big. There are many places to go. In case of Nigeria, they have 36 states. You can go to any one of them and start your life if your families don't want to see you. And tomorrow, when you become something, they will be the ones to look for you. So don't stay in a unhealthy marriage and die. It is not worth it. Anyways, I'm going to end this right here, because I want to keep the video as short as possible so people can sit down and just bench watch them, because the story just keep coming and we just have to keep covering the stories. Thank you very much for joining me. Please do the right thing. Please speak up. Don't be afraid. If you're a child of someone that is being abused, no matter how much they scare you, find that person that you can trust, that after telling the person will take action, but the person will never mention your name. Okay, so you be safe as a child also. Okay, I feel like if the kids had said mentioned something to someone, maybe they would have saved the life of their mom. But of course, they were afraid of the monster they called their dad. So please do the right thing, and may God help everyone out there. May God help each and every one that is going through something. Thank you all so very much. At this point, I'm going to end this. It is 41 minutes, and that will be it. Okay, thank you also very much. Subscribe, like, share, join the family. We can talk. If there's anything you want us to talk about, send us a message on Instagram, okay, or email us so we can get that. We can fix up a date for us to sit here and talk. And you can also co-host with me, like I said. Okay, so you can tell the story yourself. If you have your own story you want to tell and you want a platform, you're looking for a platform, we are here and we're ready to share your story. Thank you all so very much. And this will be it until when we have any other story. And thank you. Have a nice day. Have a nice day.